Hi everyone, and welcome or welcome back to the Soul Spark Reaction channel. I'm Ravi. This is Matt. Today we're gonna be reviewing a video, quite simply, how to be happy. All right, I know that's a topic that we're all interested in.
Who wants to be miserable?
Who wants to be miserable? Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Can you choose happiness?
Who's got signs behind him and everything?
He's got charts.
When I was 25, I didn't have a very good attitude. I was a complainer. But I had this neighbor, Caroline, who was always happy. If it was raining, she was happy. If she was stuck in traffic, she was happy. She used to drive around in this little minivan with her dog, Jennifer. And here's the thing about Caroline. Her life wasn't perfect. Her house was falling apart. Her little car was falling apart. Her second marriage had just fallen apart. And her mother, whom I know she adored, had recently passed away. So her life wasn't perfect, but she had this sunny attitude. So I'm in the supermarket one day, and Caroline comes bouncing up to me and she says, "Guess what happened to me today?" And I said, "I don't know, Caroline, you got a job?" She said, "No." I said, "Did you fall in love?" She said, "No." She said, "My car caught fire." I said, "What?" She said, "My..."
That's starting to sound like toxic positivity, but I don't want to judge Caroline yet.
I'm just looking at the books in the background.
Oh, well, the way we paused it right now, this guy looks insane. But but I will tell you, when the video started playing, I just got a jolt of like good vibes. So,
I feel like he's probably written his whole life story about this girl, Caroline.
oh God, let's see.
"My car caught fire." She said, "I'm driving down the road and it just burst into flames." Now, who gets excited when their car catches fire? I couldn't stand it anymore. I said, "Caroline, what is it with you? Why are you always so damned happy?" And she said, "Because I got sick of being miserable."
Okay,
I
that's
can
a good
agree with that.
reason. It's a good reason.
At the time, I thought, well, she's just trying to be funny. But I couldn't get her comment out of my head. I began to think, can you choose happiness? And that conversation with Caroline sent me on a journey. I began to read books. I read hundreds of books about happiness and attitude. I did courses and seminars, and more than that, I began to study happy people. I wondered, is there a certain way that happy people think? And if there is, then I need to do that. Can you choose happiness? We all go through tough times. We get fired, we can't pay our bills, we get sick, relationships break up, we lose loved ones. But here's what I learned from Caroline and Jennifer, that we can reach a point in our life where we say, what I'm doing and how I'm thinking isn't working very well.
I agree with that. You have to get to the point, though, that you're ready for change. And, if you can be happy. I heard something recently. It's opposite of the title of this video, is that people don't want to be happy. They just don't want to be overwhelmed with misery. So you take
Yeah.
away the miserable things in your life if you can, and quite naturally you'll be more at peace. Happiness can be fleeting, but peace is probably the baseline.
Yeah. I definitely think you can change to make yourself happy. I have had a time in my life where I was kind of depressed, I guess you could say.
Join the club.
And I remember for quite a few birthdays, my wish would always be to be happy. Didn't know how to do that, obviously.
Well,
But,
listen to him and Caroline.
well, I did find happiness eventually, though.
Okay.
I mean, pretty much peace, happiness. Not total, not Caroline when my car's burning down. I'm so excited. Like, yay, my car burned down. But first thing I did is get rid of people that were negative in my life, because
Facts.
I realized that I was taking on their energy as well as my own negative energy. And sometimes it's just good to get rid of toxic people. Sometimes they leave your life temporarily and then they want to come back in. Keep that door closed.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, I will also say that sometimes I don't care to be happy because sometimes I want to be deeply focused on my work. And that's fulfilling. And I don't know if that's happiness in the way we think
I
about
mean,
it. Fulfilling and happiness, I don't know, maybe
they kind of go hand in hand. Basically, I look at it like this. Are you down? Are you depressed? Are you not wanting to move?
are you excited?
Are you excited?
Yeah.
That's like excitement is happiness. Fulfillment is happiness. Whatever makes you.
Entertainment is happiness too. It's I guess there's a lot of words. Yeah.
Entertainment can be a double-edged sword, though,
Okay.
because you can use entertainment as an escape, which then is not necessarily happiness.
Happy.
You're blocking out the fact that you're miserable. You just want to distract yourself. True form of happiness to me is not necessarily happy like bouncing off a wall with excitement. It's just, are you doing things that you enjoy? If you have positive energy in your life, like you're in a positive state mentally,
Hmm.
you're happy. If you're in a negative state mentally, you're not happy. And if you're doing things to bring happiness, but it's out of your control, like watching entertainment just to block out
Escapism.
pain, or
Escapism.
play video games to escape, or any form of escapism, that's not happiness. That's just a mask.
That's avoiding
Yeah, so
avoiding things.
And from today, somehow, I'm going to be happier. And that decision to be happier leads to a series of smaller choices.
Here's what I was going to say that I forgot about earlier. The one of the real tricks is to look for the silver lining in bad situations. And if something bad happens and you train yourself and you can, what good is going to come out of this? And you start looking for it, you'll find it. You can get into, your car could set on fire today and you walk outside, you could find the love of your life. That wouldn't have happened without the car fire. You wait long enough, a bad is going to turn into a good if you're looking for it.
yeah, and I guess that might be kind of how I started finding religion and stuff, so to speak. Or I just prayed to a higher power to make me feel happy.
Asking for it, you might get it.
You start realizing the blessings. I started realizing different things that I'm blessed with. Like I'm blessed to eat food, like simple little things.
Yeah.
But you start, as you keep stacking every day, all those things that you had that were good for the day, you start to feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Where, for example, we wake up every day with the intention to be happy. We start to complain less. We begin to look for good things in our job, in our family. We make a conscious effort to spend more time with positive people. Maybe we start to eat better. Maybe we begin to exercise more. We set some goals that get us excited. So that one decision to be happier led to a series of decisions that all have an impact, and life gets better. Life isn't perfect, but it's an improvement. And in that sense, happiness is a decision. 5 years after Caroline's car caught fire, I finished my book for people who hate self-help books. It was full of cartoons and called Being Happy. And it's been an extraordinary journey. It's now in 43 languages. And there's not a day goes by that I don't receive an email or a letter or a Facebook message from a reader who says, Being Happy really helped me. Have you read Being Happy? Please leave a comment below. And
All right, that was for a short video, that was pretty good. And by the way, did you see how thick that book was?
Yeah.
I mean, we
Like,
just explained how to be happy in just like what would be the equivalent of
uh,
2 pages.
you gotta realize the book's got a lot of drawings, so there's not exactly a ton of words in it.
To be happy, be like Caroline, look on the bright side. That's one, and what you said, remove the toxic elements from your life if you can. Toxic behavior patterns, those can be holding you back. And addition by subtraction
Yeah,
sometimes.
and just keep looking at every little thing that we tend to not focus on the positive. I can guarantee you everybody out there for the most part has 85% positive things going on, but they
Yeah.
focus on the 15%
Yeah.
negative.
I know people like that, and when you try to tell them, look at all the good, it's like their addiction is the negativity. Like some people, it's heroin. For these people, it's just doom and gloom.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of things that also block out our mind from actually thinking about the positive things.
Mm.
Like you turn on any TV, any social media device, it's like there's so much like information overload of negativity. Like go listen to a news station. What do they always sensationalize?
The negative
Yeah, it's like
murders and
they're
all
not
that.
gonna talk about somebody doing good for the community. They might have like a little segment for like 5 seconds, and they'll go back to somebody bombing someplace.
Yeah, you know what's funny? The social media sites are like that. I got into an argument with somebody on Instagram off of a comment that I made, and it started getting thousands of likes. I sent you some of this stuff. Like, we cannot talk about what exactly I said in these comments. But what I realized is the more these people were arguing with me, and it was a hysterical comment that, again, I will not say. Um, it's the numbers just started climbing. So like the engagement is really code for arguments,
Yeah,
and that increases views,
and then
and
you get your dopamine spike if you really get sucked into
that's not how to be happy.
it. That's called avoidance.
Yeah. Okay, this was great. Hope to see you next time. Like, subscribe, comment.